Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you the second video in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, the White Wolf of Icicle Creek, the 16th mystery in the series. So we were just exploring the lodge a little bit. Let's head in to the lobby here and see what we can find. Some pictures. Rugged setting of the lodge, while spectacular, also makes it prone to natural dangers. Avalanches are not uncommon, and hot springs cause ponds in the area to freeze unevenly. Because Icicle Lake is so remote, the Navy used it for research during World War II. Interesting. What else do we got? Oh, Theodore Roosevelt. Although Trapper Dan, who never married, probably found himself snowbound and totally alone for several weeks each winter, which no doubt explains some of the lodge's more eccentric features and furnishings, he was outgoing and intellectually curious, and often entertained celebrities at the lodge, including Teddy Roosevelt. Ooh, Lizzie Applegate. She was a character in the third mystery in the series, Message in a Haunted Mansion. Frederick Banting, Ernest Hemingway, and Marie Curie. Interesting. This picture is missing.
Trapper Dan's needle.
He built this monument not far from the lodge. Why he built it remains a mystery. I wonder why the picture's gone. Let's see. Daniel Weisnitz, a.k.a. Trapper Dan, started construction of what is known today as the Icicle Creek Lodge in 1894. It served as his center of operations until the winter of 1921, when he vanished without a trace. In 1934, the lodge was purchased by Abe Wentworth, who maintained it as a hunting lodge until Chantal Mowick assumed ownership in 2006. Okay, some nice history. Does he have a pig? What? In the early 20th century, Trapper Dan, seen here with his pet pig Mary, was famous throughout the Northwest Territories of Canada. His skill at trapping beavers, badgers, martens, fishers, lynx, wolverines, and foxes was legendary. Okay.
Young and old alike have stayed at Icicle Creek Lodge throughout its 100-year history. Looks like some of the pictures are missing.
Yeah, that's weird. There's another one missing. Okay, and then this one. Oh, there she is, Lizzie Applegate. Suggestions from Lizzie Applegate reportedly came in handy when in 1905 a heavy pelt tax was levied on fur trappers, and Trapper Dan added hidden chambers, passageways, and hard-to-open locks to the lodge to facilitate his smuggling operation. Lizzie Applegate learned those from one of the Chinese people that worked for her, and taught her kind of just about puzzles because he gave her a puzzle box. So she knows all about secret passageways. Okay, some sort of necklace.
Bone which Trapper Dan found near the lodge. He believed it came from a race of giants known as Rexes. The bone's not there. I wonder what happened to it.
Is someone just like stealing artifacts? Okay, there's a lock on the snowshoes. Owned and used by Trapper Dan in the early 1900s. Vintage snowshoes. And looks like that's everything. It's over here. It's a very pretty lodge. This reminds me very much so of Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. The gemstone in the eye. Okay, lots of skiing kind of paraphernalia. Some beautiful decoration. I love the lodge's design. Food poisoning wolf plague, Icicle Creek Lodge. Top story. 4 people were forced to check out early from the Icicle Creek Lodge after becoming violently ill. Edmund Faringdale, 41, his wife Ginny, 38, and their 9-year-old daughter Sue of Westwood, New Jersey, and Betsy Stills, 58, of Calgary, Alberta, were admitted to Pinevale Hospital early yesterday morning with suspected food poisoning. Lab tests performed on food samples removed from the lodge confirmed the presence of salmonella bacteria in the potato salad, which all 4 had consumed. They are expected to make a full recovery. The owner of the lodge, Chantal Mowick, was at a loss to explain how the potato salad became contaminated. The same ingredients used to make the potato salad were used in other dishes without any of the other guests becoming sick, she said. Moreover, Becky assures me that the potato salad was never left sitting out at room temperature, and she should know. She was my cook. None of the 4 victims, including Stills, plan to return to the lodge upon their release from the hospital. If you ask me, the lodge is jinxed, Stills said. Miss Mowick better give up trying to turn the lodge into some kind of hoity-toity spa while she still can. First the wolf, now this. I'm leaving, and she should too. Stills was referring to the lone wolf, which has been spotted several times within the past week in the Icicle Creek drainage. Because ranchers in the area have reported no increase in livestock predation, authorities are urging hunters not to go after the wolf, contending they would pose a greater danger to visitors to the backcountry than the wolf does. Well, I appreciate that. Ski industry headed downhill. That's a pun. Love it. Sasquatch sightings hit 5-year low. I mean, I think I found him. Just kidding. This place is so pretty. Oh, hello, gentlemen. Who are you?
Well, hello there. You must be the new maid Ollie told us about. I'm Bill Kessler. This guy's Lou Talbot.
Hey.
What's your name again?
Nancy Drew. Just thought I'd come over and say hello.
Well, Lou here's a grad student. Art major, of all things. You're probably gonna need a jackhammer and some hydrochloric acid to clean his room, eh?
Have you two been at the lodge for a while?
About a week, I guess. I checked in right after he did. We sat down after breakfast one morning and discovered that this fox and geese game is pretty darn fun. I've been whipping his tail ever since.
Is this the first time you've been to the lodge?
Yep, sure is. I came for the ice fishing. Of course, knowing there's a renegade wolf running around is kinda dampened my enthusiasm.
Have you seen the wolf?
Just heard it. Every night since I've been here, in fact. Gets creepier each time. They should get rid of it, and the sooner the better. They didn't put up with wolves prowling around this place 40 years ago, and they shouldn't put up with them now.
What are you, Little Red Riding Hood? That wolf's not hurting anybody. People should just leave it alone.
You'll be singing a different tune when it has some little kid for breakfast than has you for lunch.
Not gonna happen, dude.
Trust me, if something bad can happen, chances are it eventually will, dude. Hey, I know what you can do. Shovel the snow off the skating pond so we can do some speed skating. Lou here thinks he's faster than me.
You're like ancient. Of course I'm faster than you.
You may have youth on your side, my friend, but I've been working construction since before you were born, which means I am more fit now than you will ever be. Get that pond shoveled so we can settle this, okay, kiddo?
Consider it done.
I will do this for you. Can I talk to just Lou?
You're supposed to be shoveling snow off the pond.
Apparently not.
You're supposed to be shoveling snow off the pond.
Rude. This is the kitchen,
Not time for kitchen duty yet.
but it will be in an hour. I'm keeping an eye on that timer. This is, a puzzle. I'm assuming we need to get all of the animals on one side, but I don't know what animal that would be. Would it be the wolf? Probably better leave that until we have more information, because it would take forever to do all the animals. Okay. Well, maybe we should go do some shoveling, or we could go talk to Ollie down here in the basement. Big old furnace for the building, it looks like. Here's the sauna with the sticky door.
It feels wonderful in here.
Ah, sauna. I've never been a huge fan of saunas. I like how they... Oh, that's Yanni. Let's go talk to Yanni.
Oh, no.
Is something wrong?
You are what is wrong. Chantal said there would be no more guests to make noise at all hours and disturb my training. Yet what stands before me? A new guest.
No, I'm not a guest. I'm Nancy Drew, the new maid, and the new cook.
Forgive me. Allow me to start over. I am Yanni Volkstaia. I am here to train for the Eastern European Cross-Country Championship. I spend my days doing interval work, drills, and isometric exercises. I follow a strict program, one painstakingly designed by a team of the best coaches in Fredonia. In fact, under no circumstances are you to use your key to let anyone into my room. My competitors are constantly spying on me, trying to steal my techniques.
You think someone's spying on you way out here?
One can never be too careful, so know this. If anything is missing or so much as out of place in my room, you can expect a visit from me, and it will not be a pleasant one.
Well.
Have you ever seen the wolf while you were out training?
No, for which I'm very grateful. In my country, in Fredonia, it is said that the gaze of the wolf will make you go blind.
Really?
They are creatures of infinite evil, and that is all I am going to say on the matter.
I like wolves.
I hear that a major cross-country skiing competition may be held in this area in a couple of years.
This is very true. It will rival the Olympics.
I also hear that you can be pretty imaginative when it comes to gaining an edge on your competition.
My competitors will stop at nothing to defeat me. I am forced to seek out and exploit every possible advantage open to me. I take no pride in some of the things I've done to bring victory to my country, but I have no choice.
Thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Kavichinaya.
I feel like you do have a choice, actually. This backpack is very similar to the one that Dr. Quigley Kim had in the last game. Hers was like orangish, though. His is purple. Okay, let's talk to Ollie.
Need something?
You look busy. What are you making?
I'm building something that's gonna solve all our problems. A wolf trap. One that'll finish off that thing out there once and for all.
You think the wolf is causing the accidents?
Not a doubt in my mind. Everything was A-OK till it showed up and started howling. It's bad luck, and something's protecting it. Something unnatural.
Why do you say that?
Yesterday I went looking for it. I tracked it and finally found it, sitting across the creek, not 20 yards away from me, just staring at me. So I raised my rifle, drew a bead, and fired. Easiest shot I've ever taken in my life. And I missed.
Good.
So I fired again, and I missed, and then I missed again, and all the while it just sat there staring until finally it just stood up, walked toward the brush just as calm as could be, and disappeared. Wild animals just don't act like that, and I just don't miss like that. There's something real weird about that wolf, and I ain't gonna rest till I get rid of it. So maybe we should just find something else to job out. You met my little girl yet?
No, but you mentioned that her name is Freddie?
Yep. Spends most of her time outside. She built herself a little snow fort. Just sits out there waiting for somebody to go by so she can pick a snowball fight with them. I keep asking her how she manages to stay warm all day, but she won't tell me. Says she's got a secret weapon. Yeah, she's something.
Can you tell me more about the accidents that have been happening around here?
Nope, sure can't.
You can't or you don't want to?
Chantal and those lawyers of hers said I couldn't talk about them. Supposed to direct all questions to her. Sorry.
How long have you worked for Chantal?
About a year and a half. I was her first hire. Best hire, too. I could run this place single-handed if I had to, just like I'm doing now.
The first time I talked to Chantal, she mentioned you used to be a rancher. Do you miss ranching?
Yeah, a little. Tough life, though. Owned my own spread about 15 years ago. Well, bank owned most of it. And after 2 bad winters and 1 bone-dry summer, the bank owned all of it. But I've learned a whole lot since then. I could make it work now. Just need to find the right property, get my hands on enough cash to make a down payment, that's all.
Does your wife, Freddie's mom, does she live here too?
In the summer she does, but in the winter she goes south. See, she's got this nerve condition that makes her real sensitive to cold. Freddie'd like to go with her, but until Chantal stops putting off giving me that raise she promised me, sending Freddie south too is out of the question.
That's all the questions I had.
Keep me posted.
Why would it be more expensive for her to live south than it would be to live north? It's an interesting
If I
situation.
go outside without a coat, I'll freeze.
True. I know how you feel. Okay, well, let's go outside with a coat. Now that we've kind of met everyone inside the lodge. And we don't actually have to put on a coat. So we're in the caution zone, so we should be okay when we go outside. We just shouldn't stay out too long. Okay, let's see. That's to Trapper Dan's needle. Thanks for visiting. That's how you get in. Can I go this way?
I better not follow this trail until I know for sure where it goes.
Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Actually looks like you're in the mountains. Oh, to skating pond. There we go. That's where I want to go. I just heard a wolf howl. Don't curse me. Okay.
Guess I better get this pond shoveled off.
Yeah. Okay, so what we do is take the shovel. You can kind of start anywhere, really. Or can't you? Oh no, you have to start at the front. Just kidding. Okay, and this grid down here tells you how many spaces touching it are ice that you would fall through, like dangerous ice. So here, for example, this means there's 0 like thin ice. That's the word I'm looking for. There's 0 spaces of thin ice next to these. This one they have 1 touching. So it's kind of like the game Minesweeper. And we can, it works diagonally too. So we know that none of these have any ice touching them. And I believe the whole first row is clear. Oops, accidentally put down the shovel. Okay, so same thing here. We know that no ice can be touching here. And if you find a place where you know there's thin ice, then you can put a cone on it. No, this can't be anything. These can't be anything. Gotta cover all this up. Okay, these 3 spaces can't have anything. Neither can these. Or these. Or these. Just kind of building off of where you know has to be safe works pretty well. And you have to shovel off the whole pond in order for this puzzle to be finished. Okay, so like we know that this one has to be touching 2 and there's only 2 open spaces. So we can take cones and put them there. Because we know it has to be touching 2. And since these ones are only touching 1, we know that this spot is safe to shovel off. Okay. This one has to be touching 2, and those are the only available spots. Basically, that's how it goes all the way up, I think. Let's see here. Because, oh, no, well, not quite. Okay, put these down. Give me this one back. Because this one has to be touching 1, 2. This one is already touching 1, 2, which means this space would be safe. Right, okay. So this one has to be touching 2, which means that this space is 1. And this one has to be touching 2 as well. This one's already touching 2 now, as is that one. And now this one's completely surrounded, so we know there has to be a cone here, and there has to be a cone here. Okay, where else? We know there has to be one here, because that one's touching 2. This one is already touching 1. This one's touching 2. That one's already touching 1. This one has to be touching 2. This one is touching 3, so we know we have a line there. A line going there. And this one also has to be touching 3, so we know there has to be one there. This is 2. So that one's free. 1. So this whole one can be cleared out. This one has to be touching 1, which also means that that is clear, and that is clear, and that one is clear. Nothing is touching that one, or that one. Oh, we found another open spot. A big open spot. Okay. Open spot. Open spot. Open spot. Let's see, that one's... Okay, okay. Let me see here. Okay, this one needs to be touching 4, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so we have to have 3 cones there. There has to be one there, but then there wouldn't be one there or there. And there has to be one here, but there wouldn't be one here, which means then there's one cone there. Ooh! Okay, so there's a cone there. Wasn't paying attention. That's 2, so yeah, there's definitely one there. Now there doesn't need to be one here, though. And 1 is already touching, so that's good. And so our last cone needs to go here.
That ought to do it. Wait a second. Those look like wolf tracks. Maybe I should find out where they go.
Yeah, let's wander through the snow without knowing where we're going, sure.
That must be Trapper Dan's needle.
Oh, well, now we know what it looks like.
What's this doing here? Strange. It's halfway in and halfway out. This thing must open up somehow.
Interesting. Can we get a better look at it? Not really. Let's keep following the wolf tracks. Chicken Ridge. Okay, let's keep following. Ooh, what was that?
Sounded like an explosion.
That was close.
What's that noise?
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Duck Nancy.
I'm buried in snow. I've got to dig myself out before I run out of air.
Oh, that'd be scary.
I'll never make it. I can barely breathe. Someone's up there. Help! I'm down here, right under you. Can you hear me? Help! I can't breathe. I heard you. Thank goodness.
Oh!
Easy. It's okay. I'm not real happy about the situation either. It's gone, but thanks to that hole it dug, I can breathe again. Now if I can just pull myself out.
Wow. That was interesting. Alright, well, I think I'm going to leave this part right here, fellow detectives. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.